You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, internets, and welcome to another not Dracula voice.
You're not doing the voice.
It's Castlevania II, so I should, but
it makes sense. Do a Wolfman. You got this.
What?
Perfect.
I just want to do a gritty Irishman. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast.
Do Fruit Brute. Are you familiar with Fruit Brute?
I last time it was out when they re-released Fruit Brute, I did buy a box.
I've never had it. Yeah, I've never had Fruit Brute.
It's not very good.
No.
I think there's a reason it was discontinued out of the
right.
Like, because I tried Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy when they re-released those like a few years ago.
I never had Yummy Mummy either. Is that the blue one?
Yeah.
No, that's Boo Berry.
That's Boo Berry.
Shit. What is Yummy? What color is Yummy Mummy?
Yellow.
Ugh, not a good choice. Yeah.
But another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens weekly where two old guys talk about old games.
Cereal.
But I still want to talk about cereal because. And I was telling Melissa because I'd heard this from Sawbones actually, since we're talking about ghost cereal.
This is relevant because this is a spoopy game. Castlevania II is a spoopy game, so buckle up.
Because what is it? Frankenberry. Apparently, like when it first came out, it had like a particular red dye in it that made kids poop look like strawberry, like pink strawberry yogurt.
Yeah,
People were freaking out about it.
No, I totally pooped pink.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. I also ate every time I eat, what was it? Fruity Pebbles. Man, that would come out looking like confetti cake. And I remember being probably 6 years old and seeing it, and I don't know if I freaked out so much as I was excited. That it looked different.
Is it still good?
Festive.
Well, I'm your beard host, Tyler. And since
Tyler.
we went from cereals to poop
Right.
to my intros.
Cereals to poop. Perfect segue to Castlevania II.
Hi-oh. But Kenna is getting she's getting old enough where her imagination is really ramping up and she's lying. It's about innocent stuff, but she's lying about just random shit and telling weird stories.
Just for no reason?
Just for no real reason.
Right, okay. Did something happen recently?
Well, the first one isn't so much a lie as since the poop made me think about it, but because I don't think I've talked about this on the air, but she was at my mom's one day. My mom was watching her while I was at work. I got off work and I came to get her, and whenever I came in, she was in the bathtub with my mom was giving her a bath. My mom recently moved, they sold their house, so they're in an apartment while they're looking for another house. They only have the one small bathroom, and I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, I gotta go really badly right now. So she leaves, and Kitty's just in the bathtub, so I just start pooping, and she's, Daddy, what are you doing? I was like, I'm pooping. Oh, you're pooping? Yep. Can I see? I was like, you want to see my poop? Yeah. Okay. So I stood up, and she leaned over the bathtub, and she's like, okay, all right. I was like, is that not gross? And she just looked at me, Daddy, poop's not real. I was like, poop's not real? No, it can't talk. I was like, okay, Descartes, that's your. And then but two of her other lies. Because the first one, she went home. Well, I'll get now. I'm thinking of another one. We'll go from poop. We'll go to pee because she's being potty trained and she's pretty good about it. She still struggles a little bit because she doesn't want to. But when we were all sitting around here, she was like, "Mommy said I could pee in my pull up." I was like, "Oh, she did." It's like, "Yeah." She said I could go pee in my pull up. She really said that? You promise? Yeah. Well, let's just call her and ask her. No, it's okay. No, that's okay. And then apparently when I told Meg about it, Meg was like, oh yeah, she tells me you tell her the same thing.
Smart. Playing both sides. Got a real Yojimbo situation on your hands.
So the last time we were exchanging her, whenever I took her out of Meg's car, I was like, oh, by the way, can I pee in her pull-up? And she's like, no, she can't. do you say she can pull it or pull up? No, she can't. And Kenna just immediately blushed and hit her face in my shoulder. Baby's first lie shame.
Baby, you got a lot of explaining to do.
And so she lied about that. And then she told Meg, she's like, yeah. She was like, what'd you do this weekend? Well, Nanny and Daddy went to a cave. I went with them to a cave. And in the cave, there was a crocodile. It ate Daddy. A crocodile ate your daddy? Yeah.
Man.
So your daddy's gone? No, he got out.
I like the alternate reality where Meg does find out that you were eaten by a crocodile, like through your daughter.
That's a good Wednesday Addams. Like, no, he was murdered by a crocodile.
Totally.
And then today, I got a text from Meg telling me, yeah, she said that, and I'll use their pseudonyms, that Minecraft AJ pushed Choco Chico into a fire, and she burned her knee, and there was blood everywhere. No, she's good. She's okay.
Pretty gnarly fire.
Yeah.
That's like some Mortal Kombat style fire. Inexplicable blood.
All right, there's my intro story.
What's up, Internet? I'm Dave. I am your bespectacled host, and I was also eaten by a crocodile this past weekend.
Look like you got out, though.
As luck would have it. Different crocodile, though. Yours was in a cave. Mine was in a swimming pool. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of games that I played recently.
Okay.
One of these I think that you would really love. Have you played the Octopath Traveler demo on the Switch yet?
I've heard you talk about it, but I haven't.
Play it. It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
I think you would dig it the most if you had the time, of course. But
Octopath Traveler.
I streamed it on Twitch, and it is. I really just languished like for 3 hours playing the demo because it's set up kind of like how Bravely Default was set up as far as the demo goes, where it's like there is a little bit of a story, but once it's done, you can essentially just if you just wanted to grind forever, you can. So it's really neat. It's done by the Bravely Default team. It's in this like cool like it's probably the coolest use of like pixel art I've seen in a game because it's like it's all. Have you seen it? Have you seen any?
No,
of it? Okay.
I have no idea about it at all.
Okay, all right. So it's an RPG that's being done by the Bravely Default team for the Switch, and the coolest thing about it is all pixel art, but it's done with like dynamic lighting and stuff. So it has like all these It has like all these effects you're used to seeing, and like
sort of a sword and sorcery kind of thing, like that kind of.
Not that flat,
okay.
Because sword and sorcery is beautiful. This is beautiful too, but in a different way. It's like the pixel sprites are 3D, but they're not. They're flat. It's as if their characters are like 2D characters in the world. So like everything kind of has like distance, where it's like the pixel characters will be in the foreground, and then there'll be other pixel stuff in the background. But it looks really really cool. And I know it starts. You can play as 2 different characters, but there are 8 different characters, which I don't know how they're going to do it. But I kind of get this. I hope they're doing this like, what is it? Origins, Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, okay.
Style. Very very cool. I cannot wait till it comes out.
Man, I need to play the latest Dragon Age. I own it. I've got it.
I haven't played it either. I think Soul Sister Yarn Sorceress actually got it for me.
Oh, did she?
When it was on sale.
Pretty good.
And have not played it.
Yeah,
So
I would love to, but man, that's a huge sort of time sink now.
Yeah,
that
totally.
I don't.
Absolutely.
I'm also waiting for Mass Effect Andromeda to be like $5, and then I want to try that.
It'll get there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it'll get there.
It is quickly like hitting rock bottom.
It'll get there. I knew it was going to be like, I don't know. I haven't talked to a single human who was like, yeah, that was worth my $60.
That was good. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed.
But also, I played a game called Cuphead. Which, have you heard of Cuphead?
I keep seeing tweets and stuff about that, but I don't know anything about that either.
Cuphead is like the most beautiful game that I'd love to fucking recommend to you because I think you would love. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would love how it looks, and I think you would love how it sounds. But you would absolutely fucking hate playing it because it is like Contra style. run and gun boss rush kind of game with like some kind of like Rygar.
I could possibly
elements.
think that a little bit.
It's very hard. It's a very difficult game.
I am a huge pussy. That's true.
No, that's not my point. No, I mean, like, there's a point where it's like,
yeah, I don't like stuff that after 7 or 8 times that I'm still like not any closer to winning. So
I fought a boss for an hour and 15 minutes, and I said in stream, I don't think Tyler would like this game.
Nope, that would yeah.
Because that was way over 7 or 8 deaths. I mean, it was just like, but they do a really good job of getting you back in the game, kind of like Meat Boy.
Okay, Meat Boy. That makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. There's not a whole lot of wait time when you die. It's just kind of like, all right, get back into it. What does suck is a lot of the bosses, since it's a boss rush game, they have like 3 or 4 phases. So it does suck when you get to like the 4th phase and then you die because you have to start all the way over from the beginning. But it is like done in like a 1930s cartoon style. Everything's hand painted. It is fucking gorgeous. It's scored by like a 3-hour jazz soundtrack. I mean, it is like legit. Like, I mean, they really nail the aesthetic. It is fucking beautiful.
What's it for?
It's out on PC and it's also out on Xbox One.
Okay.
I super recommend it. I bought it day of release for $20. Do not fucking. I mean, it will go on sale. I mean, it's on Steam, so it'll go on sale eventually. But like, if any of the things that I said like resonate with you, like if you like those old like Max Fleischer, like the Fleischer Studios animation, like the Popeye, Tom and Jerry, all that kind of stuff, like fucking buy this game. Like seriously, buy the game. I cannot recommend it enough. Cuphead is my game of the year. It is 100% absolutely my game of the year.
All right.
I finished it all on normal. I unlocked expert. I'm going to go through try it on expert. I mean, it's a wonderful game.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Okay.
It's the best.
That is a strong recommendation.
It's the best. I mean, I know most people are going to be like, Breath of the Wild is my game of the year, or Mario Odyssey is going to be my game of the year, but as of right now, it's Cuphead, for sure.
I mean, it's good. I like that.
Cuphead and Balloon Fight.
Yeah, me too. Same here.
You know, layman's joust.
Just too fun. Balloon fight. Well, this week we are delving. Last week we went off a little bit. Now we're back playing through the NES Classic. And this week, lost train of thought. Through the Seas. I think the last game in the Seas.
Yeah, it's the last game in the Seas.
Castlevania II, Dracula's Curse.
No. Castlevania II, Simon's Quest.
Simon's Quest, thank you. Why did I call it Dracula's Curse? Okay,
there is
Simon's Quest.
Yes.
You're right, there is one.
There is not this is something that's interesting. This game is on the NES Classic, but it is not on the Famicom Mini.
Huh.
Yeah, there's like 8 games that...
Oh, in Japan, wasn't it? It was a disk drive game, wasn't it?
Yes.
In Japan? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
And then we've got 8 games that they don't have, and they have 8 games that we don't have.
Ah.
So one of the games that they have that we don't have is a Kunio-kun game, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this wasn't on theirs, and I'm glad you said it was a disk system game because it totally was, which is the right reason. I was thinking, well, maybe it's because, you know, it's generally regarded as the worst Castlevania game on the NES. I think that's fair to say.
Okay, yeah. It's the worst Castlevania on the NES.
I'm not saying it's a bad
I need
game.
lots of footnotes on that,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a fair statement.
I mean, I feel like when I talk to most people about the Castlevania games on the NES, they're like, dude, you have to play Castlevania 3. And you also have to play Castlevania 1. And then that's it. That's all they say. That's all they say.
This, as much as I would... Well, Dave, you hear that?
I do hear that. I hear a discussion and an organic discussion about to happen, which of course ushers in. I'm just going to jam it. I'm just going to jam in a Dave reads some Wikipedia segment here.
Great.
Just segment all this.
Cram it in.
Of course I hear that, which ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave reads some Wikipedia. Okay, guys. Castlevania II, Simon's Quest, is a platform adventure video game produced by Konami. It was originally released for the Famicom Disk System, as Tyler said, in 1987, and then for the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1988. It is the second Castlevania title released for the NES, following the original Castlevania. It is set sometime after the events of the first installment, and the player once again assumes the role of vampire hunter Simon Belmont, who is on a journey to undo a curse placed on him by Dracula at the end of their previous encounter. With Dracula's body split into 5 parts after his defeat, Simon must find and bring all of Dracula's parts to the ruins of Dracula's castle to seal and defeat him.
Yeah.
Sounds a little, suspect.
Yep.
That's a real fucking good curse, dude. Like, if you're
Yep.
going out, like, just like, fuck, you gotta, like, do all this shit. You essentially have to resurrect me.
Yep.
It sounds like a plot from Heroes, like second season Heroes.
Man.
Where it's like, I'm gonna die, but before I do, you're gonna have to resurrect me by bringing my 5 parts together.
That's like, God, Heroes 2 and 3. It's just like,
I didn't make it to 3.
Never has goodwill been squandered so hard so quickly.
Season 1 of Heroes was so good.
Fucking
so good.
Fantastic.
So good. And then the start of season 2 was not bad. And then it got bad pretty fast.
Yep.
Pretty fast.
And 3 was just weird.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Just
I
weird.
I gave up.
It's like, you like Sylar? Let's give you just a lot of Sylar and take that edge off him completely.
Yeah. That's what I'd heard. Did you watch any of they just like rebooted that like what, 2 years ago or something
Yep.
like that? Did you watch that?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like, I mean to. Oh, just never did.
I heard it was bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard it was bad.
That's done. That's
Yeah. Oh,
dead.
yeah, totally. You know what would be great? If they just out of the blue, 100% like didn't tell anybody, brought Lost back for a season. Just a season. And they just didn't.
On like True TV at midnight.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like they just run it on like, is USA still a thing?
Oh, man. Or TNT Knows Drama. Lost season 9.
Right. Or it's a shot-for-shot remake of season 1.
with all the USA characters.
Yes.
Like the couple for like the 2 guys from Royal Pains and the
Is
the
Psych
guys
still a
from
thing?
Psych. I think it came back shortly. Like
really?
This like movie like that show is always like fan service comes back and forth. For
Oh,
that
yeah?
show.
That's
to
a
my,
show
to my
I
knowledge.
always wanted to watch, but never did. Never did.
I've seen it every now and then. I
Yeah.
see the appeal.
Yeah. Nikki loves Royal Pains.
Yeah. Oh, I did too for a while.
It's kind of the same, though. You know what I mean? It's like, I liked Royal Pains, too, because it's like, man, this is a good show. And then about halfway through the first season, I was like, so this is just it, huh? They just do this? It's typical medical show where it's like, here's the thing you got to figure out. The guy figures it out. And then
I get tired of procedurals like
Yeah.
real quickly. Even shows, any show that has like a plot that show in the same episode is started and resolves kind of wears on me. Like I like a long, intricate story that's all interconnected.
like Netflix style kind of thing. Yeah, totally.
So like even parts of like Buffy or Angel kind of drive me nuts in that regard, despite the fact I love those shows. But Castlevania 2.
Castlevania
Simon's
2.
Quest.
Electric Boogaloo.
As much as I would love to be the cloud of negativity and roll in and shit on Matt Barker's parade, because I know he loves this game.
These people exist who love the game.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
It's not. It's not.
It's not awesome.
No.
I think this game is the growing pains of greatness because it lays the foundation and the sort of the direction for a lot of awesome games. But it by itself, like, I feel like it was just too. They tried to do too much with too little, and I think things just sort of got lost in the mix.
Okay, so it's laying the groundwork of awesome games like
Symphony of the Night, and all the Metroidvania games and things like that were to come. The non-linear side-scroller RPG elements, like a lot of like, and I guess Nintendo also like for all their sequels in this age, they were like, let's flip the script because Zelda 2, Castlevania 2, Mario 2, they're all
different,
very different,
right? And
which I can respect,
right? And I mean, even though this is a Konami game, I do feel like, that is the sequels always seem to be the oddball out on the NES for sure.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought up Zelda 2 because when I was streaming Castlevania 2. Sandwich Pope Phil hopped in and he was making comments where it's like, oh, this is like very bizarrely close to Zelda 2, but it looks a little shittier.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Because I know you love Zelda 2, right?
I do love Zelda 2.
What can you compare Zelda 2 and Castlevania 2? I mean, like, how similar are they?
I mean, because you have the non-linear going to towns, collecting items, having the obscure things you have to do, and there's little ability to know why you're having to do them. Like, for my general consensus, that's the big gripe about Simon's Quest, is like there are some objectives that are so fucking obtuse. It's like, it's almost as if they made them with like I don't know, call it the Nintendo Power
Right?
Hotline.
Doesn't it seem like it was totally a game?
Let's
that
sell
was
some magazines. Let's get you calling the hotline. Let's just fuck your shit
NES
up.
Atlas, Nintendo
Yeah.
Power. Yeah.
Yep. So like this becomes a substantially better game if you have a guide.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had the first time going into this, I played the game for 3 hours blind. I didn't go in with a guide. I did play it on Twitch, so there was Twitch chat to help me out. Paul Kluel of Loaded Cart Gaming loves this game, and he hopped in, which was great because he gave me some tips that if he hadn't given to me in the beginning of the game, I probably would have given up. I had no idea that you use holy water essentially in this game to find everything.
Yeah,
It's like
to test those fucking invisible. That's the part I think about this game is the highest on the bullshit radar.
the illusory floors,
Yeah.
where you just fall through.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Fortunately, there's not too many of them. They fucking suck, but there's not too many of them. But it does suck where it's like I'll feel like there's one in this area, and it's like all I do is throw holy waters.
Take a step, holy water. Take a step, holy water. Like if I've got a guide and I know where they all are, so I don't have to worry about that shit and just play the game.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you also use the holy waters to bust blocks in this game and walls. You don't use your whip like you did in Castlevania 1 to find wall meat. There's also no wall meat in this game. You restore your health at churches in towns. I guess we should maybe talk about how it's different from Castlevania 1. I mean, because it plays really similar. Like all like the mechanics
The
of the
play
game.
style is
The same.
similar. Yeah.
It's side scrolling. You're still Simon. You're still using a whip, so none of that has changed. You still have to stop to
the
attack.
control schemes, you're
Exactly the
jumping, your
same.
knockback.
Yeah, the knockback is still a killer for sure. The only thing that's really changed is instead of there being a set start and stopping point for a level, it's wide open. You can go wherever you want.
So in that regard, because in Zelda 2, you're wandering around finding the levels. You know, in this game, you got a centralized town, and you're wandering around finding mansions that function as dungeons for you to collect pieces of Dracula.
Right. And there's 5 of those.
Yep.
And then there's Dracula's castle. So I think that's all cool. I think it would have been neat if they would have taken the castles or the mansions and given them the Castlevania 1 treatment. Where it's like, and there's
Where they were super linear once you went inside.
Yeah, once you go inside, I think it would have been nice where it's like, here's a Castlevania level, essentially, where it's like, I just want it to be linear inside the mansions. I think that would have made a huge difference. And I think that it still would have been different enough in the overworld where you still explore, but all the exploration takes place in the not really the overworld, but the world map, the outside, and then the inside mansions are just straight up like, here's a dungeon, and it's set up like a Castlevania 1
I completely
level.
agree.
I think that would have been really cool.
Yep. And there's also, it's a cool mechanic, but it gets frustrating as the day and nights.
Yeah, okay, right. We haven't talked about that yet. So I also think it's a cool mechanic. I don't think many people do like this mechanic, but I do. When you're out in the world and there's day and there's night.
Yeah.
Well, you see, kids, there's day and then there's nighttime. when the
There's
sun
the day
goes
man
down.
and there's the night man.
Is that an achievement?
Damn it. There should be.
Every 12 hours, it switches from day to night. The game switches from day to night. During the day, enemies they're still out and about, but they're not in towns. NPCs are out in towns, and that's when you can buy things from NPCs. That's where you can talk to NPCs very slowly. They all talk extremely slowly. That is probably my biggest gripe in the game, is that everything about the NPCs in this game is like my biggest gripe. Because it's like they talk super slow, they're not translated well, and 3/4 of the time they're fucking lying to you. Like giving you bogus information anyway.
See, that's all these. It's got interesting elements, but they crammed so much into it that they all got short. They're all short. They're not as good. They're all dumbed down.
Yeah, they're not executed well.
So because if they had picked like a few new elements, like I think they could have done it better, but there's just so much shit that's awesome and in later generations will be perfected and be great.
Yeah,
But there's
revolutionary.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just right now, I don't think the hardware was just there to pull all this off that they wanted to do.
Maybe size limitations. I honestly think like a lot of it boils down to the translations, because there is a site out there. Unfortunately, let's see, maybe I've got it here in my notes. There's a site out there called, yes, I'll have it in the show notes. How about that? Because it's a really, really weird URL. bizquit.icky.fi. So I think it's a Finnish site, but some dude
We
has...
promised us on a darknet pedophilia website you're going to.
We promise. We promise. it's not.
Icky.fi.
Icky.wiki. It is it's essentially Japanese translation to the English to what it should be to the translation in Finnish. And what's really cool is it's like reading that, it's like, oh yeah, if someone would have just translated some of this like then it would have been a lot better. And there is a ROM hack.
Yeah, I remember Cody Stinson bringing that up. Like, this makes the game much more playable.
Yes, it's Castlevania II. I think it's called Castlevania II Redacted or something like that. And I did not play that version, although I thought about it. I wanted to get the pure original NES experience with Castlevania 2. So that's what I played. I played, well, I didn't play it on the NES. I played it on the Virtual Console. But still, I wanted to go in. I wanted to be able to, I didn't want to roll into this podcast and be like, what are you talking about? No, all the NPCs are like very concise.
I knew exactly where to go the entire time. I thought the game was too easy.
Very easy. Yeah, when the NPC was lying to you, he winked. So that was
an LA Noir style cutscene where
where's the body?
I remember playing this as a kid, like, because I loved the original Castlevania.
Yeah.
I've never played Castlevania 3.
I haven't either. I hear
it's awesome, but I've never actually like played it.
I cannot believe
I've seen it being played, but I've never in my hands played it.
So this is the moment where we have to pass on the podcast to somebody else.
Yep.
Because we can't
keep
have
going.
a video game podcast. We have neither of us have played Castlevania
And not
3.
as a kid, no. I remember because I loved the first one, so then I played the second one, and I was just flabbergasted. And I would just, as soon as night fell, I would just get fucking crushed. Like, I never found a mansion. I never did anything as a kid. I had no clue what was going on. Just the difficulty would just beat the shit out of me.
I led us down a winding path, and we didn't finish talking about the day and night cycle. So I'm glad you're talking about night again. Because night, you said you get crushed at night.
Yeah.
Because everything's fucking
Hard
harder
mode.
at night. Like, everything's like, takes twice as many hits to kill, deals more damage to you, and also in the towns, the NPCs are all zombies now. Or some
the town shuts down, and then monsters come into the town.
Right, you can't go into any buildings. You can't heal in the church.
You can't buy your stuff. It's just like because hearts are currency, and you have to farm the shit out of hearts. You gain levels, just like Zelda 2, and then you buy all sorts of different items: garlic, steaks, rosaries or not rosaries. Sort of an L. I can't remember what they're called.
Laurels.
Thank you.
Yeah, the laurels, you chew on them and they make you invincible. They are necessary to get through like an acid marsh area. A lot of the things are also hidden. There's a lot of secrets in this game. And I will say that I found some of these secrets on my own. And when I find them, it's really gratifying. Like there is, I think it's called... I could be wrong. I think it's called Spiritual Flame. It's an item where essentially you throw it on the ground like holy water and a pillar of flame. It's like Flame Strike. It's essentially like casting Flame Strike. And I found that in a mansion on my own. And it was just like, oh shit, I'm a savant. Castlevania 2 savant, y'all. So, I mean, there's moments like that where it's like this game can be really rewarding. And I do feel like if I would have gone through this game without like anyone telling me anything and I had managed to like finish it, I would just retire from everything. Or it's like, Dave, what are you doing? You're not working today. Oh, well, it's fine. I beat Castlevania 2.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I'll let the president know he's fired. We have a new president.
Maybe you'll help Puerto Rico. Political.
You got to ask yourself, what would Dracula do?
Yeah.
He'd split Puerto Rico into 5 parts.
Yeah, well,
scattered them to the earth,
which is nicer. Because I can see in the certain, I feel like this isn't a great like adult game, but as like a kid, and then like if my friends were playing it, we talk in the playground about like our process working through it together and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I can see in certain circumstances this would have been great.
Yeah.
I would have really enjoyed this game. Yeah, under certain circumstances, but those didn't happen for me as a kid.
No, I could not have handled this game as a kid. I would have done what I did essentially on my first playthrough. That first 3 hours was pretty much just me wandering around, killing monsters, collecting hearts.
Yep.
Just like looking for a mansion. And I did find one by myself. It's the first mansion, which is I think like Berkeley or something like that, where you get Dracula's rib. Some of Dracula's body parts are functional. Like Dracula's rib is a shield, which is really cool. Like if you have his rib equipped and you're standing still, you can reflect fireballs back to enemies. And I think that's really cool.
But like his body parts, including that body part we all have, the ring.
The ring, yes. Well, that's where his soul is, I assume.
Oh,
he's a
right,
vampire
Horcrux.
lich.
Okay, yeah. But this game, let's see. I think the infamous parts that are super obtuse are 2 parts in the game that require you to kneel in front of things, and people. This is where people are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, totally. Because it's like you have to kneel. You get a hint from an NPC. I've taken notes on what I think are the best things that the NPCs tell you very slowly. I believe this is the hint that you get when you're supposed to kneel in front of Deborah Cliff in order to summon a
bitch
tornado to bring you to
a cyclone.
Yes, to a mansion.
Yep.
This is what the NPC tells you.
So how the 1% get to their mansions.
Yeah, no, it's very exclusive. It's it's a fancy ride. The NPC tells you, hit Deborah Cliff with your head to make a hole. I assume that is the hint that you're supposed to, your kid brain is supposed to be like, yeah, okay, all right, I know what to do. I'm going to kneel for like 10 seconds. And like you have to kneel for a long time. Even people were helping me in Twitch chat and they were like, all right, you got to kneel. All right, and I would kneel and be like, nothing's happening. And I'd stand back up. They're like, no, you have to kneel for like, kneel and count to 10.
Well, it's like Earthbound. Like, you want to come into Master Belch's lair? Say the password. Then you just sit there for 5 minutes.
Right?
Oh, okay, come on in.
Some of them, there's some other wonderful things that NPCs say to you in this game. I'm gonna save my absolute favorite for the last. There's one NPC who says, "Don't look into the Death Star, or you will die."
Well, that's common sense.
Don't know what that means, but yes, you're right. It is common sense. Also, whenever
ignore the exhaust port.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, that was totally put in on purpose, though. That is, side note. I'm kind of glad that they explained like why the Death Star had the weakness that it did, but at the same time, like it reeks of you're just trying to fix shit. Mm-hmm. Like you're just trying to go back and fix shit because it's like I don't know. I don't know.
Fill up this plot hole.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, that's totally what it felt like.
Yep.
So in Rogue One, where it's just like, well, here's the story about why there's this thing that everyone's been talking about for the last 30 years. This is why, motherfuckers. Like they're throwing it like in people's faces. Like
they're of course assholes.
Oh, the exhaust port was in on purpose. The whole time.
Just like the live action Beauty and the Beast. Like, yeah. They're just the same.
My favorite comment from an NPC in this game, I fucking love it because I wish they had like really taken it to the hilt. I wish it would have been real. This creature in Castlevania, there are a lot of monsters in Castlevania. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of creatures in Castlevania, mythological creatures that I love. But there is no graveyard duck. There is an NPC who tells you, get a silk bag from the graveyard duck to live forever. There's no fucking graveyard duck. I got really excited when I read that because I was like, who is the graveyard duck?
That is the lich version of Duck from The Walking Dead.
Oh.
He doesn't actually, his zombification, he actually lives forever and he carries around.
See, I thought it was Bizarro Duckman.
Yeah, that's good too.
Where instead of Jason Alexander, is Michael Richards who voiced him, and it was immediately canceled because he started saying racist shit in season 1. And I do feel like Duckman was kind of skating that line for a long time too. So maybe it would have been a good.
Nothing's racist when you're a duck. It's fine.
Yes. Oh, it's a very like thinly veiled like. Oh, I can't stand those pigs.
What else you got? Because I'm sure you beat this, right, in stream?
Yes. I mean, I beat it, but it's not like it wasn't like a great victory or anything.
Yeah.
It was wonderful because Edgelord Kyle was there. He helped me through the last part of the game. And then what was really awesome is a speedrunner named, I don't remember his full name, but I kept calling him Kale. I don't know. Kale helped me out, but it's like, I love playing these old games on stream because it's like, it almost never fails, dude. It's because like, I realize I just said it almost never fails. It never fails. It hasn't, it truly, the only game that like, no one came in, no.
Well, you're not a Sith. You don't speak in absolute. You know?
No, like, there was no like balloon fight speedrunner who jumped in and was like, all right, dog, let me help you do this. But like when I play a game like this, it always seems...
I've been by myself here for 7 years waiting for someone to do this.
I am literally speedrunning a game that is unspeedrunnable.
This is my art.
They're like Zaz. But I love it when a speedrunner comes in. I always ask them the same question. Is this making you...
Why?
No. Is this absolutely making you furious watching me like essentially Mr. Bean my way through this game? Where it's just like, this is someone who is like greased the pistons of the speedrunning engine and like just know the ins and outs of this game. They're like, they know the things to avoid, they know the things to do, they know when to do it, they know like when to jump on an enemy to get knocked into a place you normally can't go. They know the exploits, they know the glitches, they know this fucking game. So I always ask them like, how mad are you right now? Like how much do you fucking hate me?
You're like the little brother taking a turn, like where you're having to watch. Like,
yeah, totally. They're like watching me walk into water. Maybe I can swim this time. Maybe I'm supposed
maybe
to
the
swim
graveyard duck will save me if I
Right.
jump in the water backwards.
No, Dave, no. But they're always really nice, and they're like, no, I just enjoy this game. You're fine. I just like watching. I just love this game so much that I don't mind watching your dumb ass try to play it.
You make me feel superior. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I did finish this game. Thanks to them. I have a few notes here. I really like the whip progression in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Castlevania 1, your whip got better by destroying blocks, killing enemies, I'm sorry, not destroying blocks, destroying sconces. In this game, most of the whip upgrades you purchase through the currency in this land, which is hearts, except for the fucking flame whip. The flame whip is amazing. I love the flame whip. The flame whip is hidden. There's a guy just chilling out in an otherwise empty area. You got to find him. You got to break down some blocks with holy water. You roll in, and like there are these altruistic NPCs who are just like, oh, sweet, dude, you're going to kill Dracula? Here's the thing. Most of the NPCs in this game, like 95% of the NPCs in this game are dicks. But there's like 5% that are like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's a flame whip, dog. This is great. It's going to be wonderful.
I found this. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, I don't even know how to whip, but you look like you know how to whip. So here you go. The flame whip is fucking awesome. I love it. It like looks cool. It is it's just a whip of fire. That's what it is. It's a whip of fire, and it does a shitload of damage. And there's a point in the game on my way to like Dracula's castle that I thought it was going to bite me in the ass because you start fighting these like flame dudes. Like, you know the flame guys from the original Konami Ninja Turtles?
Yeah,
They kind of look like that. They like shoot out like the chicken leg that's on fire or whatever the fuck that is. So like I was worried that it's like, oh, this game's gonna punish me and I'm gonna use the flame whip on it. It's gonna like heal them or something, or it's gonna like spawn more of them. But no, it doesn't. I was like, fuck it, we'll try it, because that's a wonderful thing about this game is you can try whatever you want, because when you die in this game, you just start right back where you left off, pretty much. It's like you start back at the beginning of the area that you were in. If you die until you run out of lives, you continue. And when you continue, you just start back from where you left.
Do you lose your cash?
You lose your hearts. You do lose your hearts, and you lose the experience that you'd built up for the next level.
Okay.
So you do lose that, but when you don't give a shit about it, like I didn't,
yeah.
I didn't give a shit about it because it's like I did not know that there was a leveling system in this game until like right before Dracula. Because I hit pause and I was like, okay, there are people in chat who can tell me, what does E mean? Like, because when you hit pause, a menu opens up and it shows you like all your weapons that you've collected, all the pieces of Dracula you've collected, and then it says E and it gives a number, and then it says L and it gives you a number. I was like, well, I don't even know what do these mean. And then it was explained to me, oh, you level up in this game. I was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, see how it says 3 next to L? That means you're level 3. Oh, that's cool. And they're like, you know how sometimes like they're like, have you experienced a thing where it seems you randomly gain all of your health back and you like glow invincible for like a second? It's like, yeah. Like, oh, you leveled up. Oh, sweet. I just thought it was just a random, I had no idea what caused it.
Yeah.
I leveled up. And like leveling up gives you like an extra pip on your life bar. It gives you damage reduction. It essentially just makes the game easier. Like when you level up in any other game.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And there's also, there is an in-game timer. Which keeps track, there's an in-game clock, I should say, which keeps track of the day and night cycle, but also influences what ending you get at the end of the game. When you defeat Dracula, there are 3 possible endings that you can get. What I think is interesting is if you beat the game quickly, I think under 8 days game time, you get the good ending, where you get this like colorful ending and it talks about you being the hero and yada yada. If you beat the game in, I believe, over 15 in-game days, you get the middle ending, which is like, yeah, I mean, you did good, but it's all gray and everything. You're still
cursed.
Right. I mean, you did the thing. But if you get in between those, if you finish the game between 8 and 14 in-game days, you die. It's like Simon suffered mortal injuries fighting Dracula and died shortly after. It's like, why is that the middle one? Why is that not like the one where you took the longest amount of time? Like, why is it like if you just take your time and explore, you get the okay ending?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one where it should be like, nah, dog, you fucked up.
We do not tolerate failure. You either A's or F's. You get a C, then fuck off.
Yeah, it's like the video game trope we've talked about before, where it's like video games do not reward you for middle ground. They don't. Like, they do not reward you for neutrality. They want you to be either paladin or renegade.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like one or the other. If you go wishy-washy, fuck you. You're gonna have a bad time.
We're all biblical here.
Right.
If you're lukewarm, we spew out of our mouth.
You pizza when you're supposed to French fry.
Can have a bad time.
So let's see, what else do I have? Okay, the secondary weapons make a return in this game. We've touched on that briefly with the holy water, which is now officially called the holy water. In the game, they call it holy water. It is no longer firebomb, which it is in the instruction manual for Castlevania 1. Like I said earlier, pretty much all I used it for was finding secrets, secret blocks, breakable blocks, illusory floors, and then every now and then there'd be an enemy walking down below me. Toss it on him until I got the sacred fire or whatever, a sacred flame. The holy water does not use hearts whenever you use it. Other secondary weapons do use up your hearts, which sucks because it's also your money.
Currency.
So
I guess it's like bows or arrows in Zelda. It takes a rupee whenever you shoot, but it's also
yeah. I mean, because like when you use the knife in the game, when you throw the knife, it takes a heart away. There are some like really good weapons that take 2 hearts away. So it's like, I rarely use secondary weapons. I use the holy water a lot, and then every now and then when I had an enemy below me, like on a platform I was trying to jump down, and the holy water, like I was just throwing like 8 holy waters on the thing and it wasn't dying. Because the holy water hits like your basic whip. It's like your leather whip. So like by the time you're at the end of the game, leather whip ain't cutting it. Like you got to hit an enemy like fucking 24 fucking times with a leather whip before it like dies.
Before it succumbs to your welt.
Yeah, exactly. Bend to my will, mummy. Bend to my will. So then I would use like the sacred flame or something like that. But the sacred flame is, thank you, Edgelord Kyle, essentially how you can beat Dracula at the end of the game like that without even fucking thinking about it. You roll into Dracula's castle, which is devoid of enemies. There's no enemies in it. There's like one simple like platforming puzzle that really doesn't even need to be in there. You get to Dracula. Simon throws up these 5 bags, which I guess he put all the body parts in the bags, and then he throws it into this brazier, and then it erupts into flame, like when Dracula shows up in the Netflix series, and he shows up in flame. Dracula appears, although he kind of looks like. He doesn't look like Dracula. I think he looks cool, but he doesn't look like Dracula. He looks like if Michael Myers from Halloween had a baby with death. That's what it looks like. Or like, and then what's his name from Scream? The dude with the mask. I can't remember his name. Screamy.
Screamy.
It's like those 3 melded together. He shows up. He's this big black form with like what looks like a white mask, but I guess maybe it's just his vampire face.
That's just his face.
That's just his baby vamp face. That's his vamp face. If you just all you got to do is sacred flame him. Just throw the sacred flame in, and it essentially just locks him into place. And you just throw it until he dies, and then it's over.
It's only in the Japanese version, but you can also place garlic on that brazier, and he's just dead. Like, it takes a long time, but they're like, he's paralyzed and his energy just fades away. That's it.
Is that only the Japanese version?
From what my research says, it's only in the Japanese version.
The reason I ask is because the speedrunner Kale who was in there, he told me, he was like, you can kill Dracula with garlic. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, are you trolling me? Are you for real? He's like, you can do it, but it does take a long time. He said you can kill... What he told me is you can kill any boss in the game. You can kill any monster in the game with garlic. It just would take forever.
Okay.
So I don't know. Garlic is a pain in the ass because like you have to like there are items that are like garlic is limited use, like the laurels, and you have to buy them from NPCs. And then when you have lying ass NPCs telling you, "Oh yeah, the ferryman at the river, he loves garlic." So what I do is I buy a bunch of garlic and then go to the ferryman. I'm like, when I talk to the ferryman, I don't have an option to give him garlic, so I'm just like laying garlic on the floor.
Good sir, here you go.
Right? Yes, exactly. I'll just leave it. It's like trying to bribe a cop. I'll just leave this here.
Hey man, what? You see that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, man. There you go.
What? Oh, look at that.
What's in the ground? I don't know, man. There you go.
Oops. Look
Put
at
some
that.
olive oil on that. Put that in the oven. That might be all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cut it up. Make you a nice little sauce there. What do you think? What do you think, ferryman?
You ever seen Goodfellas? You just take like a little razor and just shave it off so thin it dissolves in the sauce. It's fine, man. Go ahead. Give me a ride.
It's delicious. It doesn't do anything. You do use the garlic in a graveyard to get one of the weapons, but that's pretty much it.
Because what the bosses, because there's of course Dracula, which is one of the easiest bosses ever.
They're all very easy.
Death, of course, and there's like a mask, a floating like hexadecimal sort of mask.
Phantos, yeah, essentially.
There you go, Phantos.
Maybe it's supposed to be Medusa. I don't know, because it kind of acts like Medusa from Castlevania 1, where it is this giant face that just floats around. But it doesn't have snakes or anything for hair. It's just it's just a face. It's a face of Bo, essentially, just floating around. The bosses are very disappointing.
What's her Scala's mother, Chrono Trigger, her final form in the Black Omen, where she's the white mask. What is her name?
Oh, Lady Zeal.
Lady Zeal. There you go.
Man, I can't remember.
Queen Zeal.
Queen Zeal.
Yeah.
Man, you just put us on blast.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have known that. Well, I'll edit that out. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no one will know. No one will know our dirty little secret.
We'll leave this in there, though.
Yeah, totally.
Always.
Yeah. People will wonder what the fuck we're talking about. What we don't know about Chrono Trigger. But it's weird. Like, this game is like, it's weird that the bosses are so fucking easy because in Castlevania 1, like, they are the hardest part of the game.
They're like the selling feature. Like, yeah.
Like, beating death in Castlevania 1 for me is like, I don't look forward to it. Like, I dread playing Castlevania 1 again because I'm worried I cannot get past death again.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's just like you roll into death's room. You can literally just keep walking left. And you don't even have to fight death. You can just walk. Death just lets you walk right underneath. You just walk into the next room, and there's the orb that Death is supposed to be guarding.
You want to die? No. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry. Sorry.
what do I do?
No one's ever just okay. All right.
Do you think Death is maybe just weak from just getting the ass whooped from Castlevania 1?
Dracula's dead. He's all like, oh, my boyfriend's dead.
Right. And maybe that big face is Medusa, but it's like you beat her ass too. So it's like now her snakes are all falling out. Like everyone's all decrepit and shit because you fucked them up so bad the first time through.
Yeah, they haven't like regenerated.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 bosses in this game, which is ridiculous because there's 5 fucking mansions. And then Dracula's castle. It's ridiculous. I feel like there needs to be a boss in every mansion.
That's why I feel like they were like, oh, we're just fucking cut 2 of them. It's fine.
It does feel like that. It really does. And I don't know if it was rushed or if it was a limitation of space or something, or if it was that's just how they thought it should be. Because like the first 3 mansions or whatever, you straight up just roll in and there's an orb. You first of all have to find a steak vendor, someone in the mansion to sell you a steak that you then use on the orb to break open the orb, and inside it is one of Dracula's body parts or a ring.
The globe of invulnerability around it.
Yes, Autolytic sphere.
What is the force cage? Force cage that's around it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little weird. Maybe they thought because you had to find a vendor, you didn't need to fight a boss. I don't know. I do think it was a little disappointing. And I do think it like detracts from the strengths of Castlevania 1.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have seen them incorporate the strengths of the first game while expanding upon it with like the non-linear gameplay. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Also, I think this game would be really fun I say this a lot with NES games. I want to see a procedurally generated Castlevania 2. Like, I want to see just a game where it's just straight up, it changes every time you play it. And it's like every single time there's a different way to get to a mansion. It's not as obtuse, but it's like every time you go through it, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Like Diablo 1
Yeah,
style.
I can see that looking like the rogues encampment, like running through like the swamps and the woods and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that would be fun. I would totally play that.
See, I guess this also reminds me, as much as I mean, of course, I love Earthbound. I enjoyed Mother, but playing through Mother felt like playing through Castlevania 2, in that like they had so many ideas and they really wanted to do this with the game, but I feel like they just weren't able to. That's why I feel like there's so many similarities between Mother and Earthbound. I feel like they wanted to make Earthbound, but they just couldn't yet.
Yeah.
So that's what we got. Mother, which is still good, still groundbreaking and different, but like playing Earthbound first, and I went through just like, oh, like you guys just couldn't do what you wanted to do. And I feel like Castlevania is the exact same way with like, and then having to skip through everything. The music, on the other hand, is
the music
fantastic.
in Castlevania 2 is amazing.
Yep.
The music is so much better. I like the music in Castlevania 1, but the music in 2 is so much better. I mean, it gives us Bloody Tears for the first time, which is like the quintessential Castlevania music. Like, I mean, that is the track I think of when I think of Castlevania. There is, I know I mentioned them on the Castlevania 1 show that we did, but Vomitron also does a medley of the Castlevania 2 music, which is amazing. Danny Tidwell also does a great cover version of course it's a cover of Bloody Tears. I mean, that is to me, that is the Castlevania song. Like that is it. When I hear that, I mean, it's like, yes, this is a Castlevania game. Also, speaking of, this question always gets asked, I feel like, and I never really have a great answer, but it's like, like when they started adding characters like Ryu and stuff like that in Smash Brothers, I'd love to see a Belmont. Like, I'd love to see Simon Belmont in Smash Brothers, like with the whip and everything.
I'm stunned that he hasn't been. Like, it almost doesn't make sense that they're like Simon Belmont is not a character, because there's a lot of cool stuff they could have done with Simon Belmont. But
yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you've got his whip. You've got any of the secondary weapons. Take your pick. I mean, you can use those.
Because it's like his minor hit could be like the dagger, or
absolutely.
a lot of cool shit.
His shield is Dracula's rib. I mean, there's a whole lot of
cool.
things that would have been.
But
awesome.
no, give me Cloud and Bayonetta. Like, obviously.
I haven't played as Cloud. I was really excited. I was like, oh man, Cloud's gonna be in Super Smash Brothers, and I was like, never played it again.
Yeah, I never even played as Ryu because it was just like, oh, I'll spend $20 later.
Yeah,
and then I just never.
It's easy to do.
Just never went back to it.
And then now the Switch is out, and they're releasing all these DX versions, the deluxe versions of the Wii U games, and it's like, oh no, I'm waiting until there's a Smash Brothers for Switch.
That'll be some shit. That'll be some shit.
I'm just gonna wait because
that's the stuff I want to see TADPOG do some competitions.
A tournament.
Yeah, fuck totally. Yeah.
Well, because you would win.
I don't think I would win, but I would do better than I did at Street Fighter.
you were very good.
I would do a lot better Street Fighter.
No. Yeah, you're very good. Ben is also very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so you guys can face off. I want his face.
Oh. Be my Vegeta. You got anything else? You want to move on to achievements?
Do you have any achievements for this game?
I do. I've got 3. Or I guess you want to talk about the different versions of the sub-weapons? Like the dagger has the steel, silver, and gold?
Yeah, there are different versions. There's a silver knife. There's a gold knife. If you do defeat the bosses, if you don't avoid death, if you decide to fight death, you get the gold knife, which allows you to throw it. It works just like a regular dagger, just it keeps going through enemies, and it uses 2 hearts. It's better. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of I don't feel like there are a whole lot of really awesome ones. The diamond makes its first appearance in this game.
Yeah, I didn't know the diamond was in this until I was doing some research. I was like, oh shit, that thing from Symphony of the Night that I didn't use.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know me, you know how I roll. It's like, you know how when I play an RPG, I don't like to use a lot of items. When I play a Castlevania game, I don't like to use a lot of secondary weapons. I just like rolling through, using my primary weapon. And for no other reason than I like to hoard the hearts.
Yep.
I mean, that's the truth. I just like to hoard the hearts. And I think that, I don't know, this game is fun to grind. I know that's another big complaint people have about this game is that you have to grind for hearts to purchase whip upgrades and purchase secondary weapons and stuff like that. I didn't really mind that at all.
I didn't mind it in Zelda 2 either.
So, I mean, I like the combat mechanics.
As long as the combat's fun and engaging, yeah, it's not that bad.
And I mean, I know it's not set up precisely like it is like in Castlevania, where it's like the levels are set up where it's like they're set up for you to go through from point A to point B, so they can set up these little traps and stuff and make interesting challenges. I know because this is kind of an open world situation, they're not able to really do that. So it's not as challenging. The combat is not nearly as challenging as it is in Castlevania 1. The biggest challenge in Castlevania 2 is figuring out what to do. If you know what to do, in this game, it is infinitely easier than Castlevania 1.
Because this game can be beaten in like 45 minutes or probably less than that.
Yeah, it's around there. I think less than that, but it is in that neighborhood. I think 38 minutes or something like that might be the world record.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm talking out my ass. I do have achievements. All right. You got some? You want to go first?
Okay.
What you got?
My first one is adamandeve.com.
Nice.
You unlock adamandeve.com by just getting the rib.
Yes. What is adamandeve.com?
It's someone who I think would be a great sponsor for us. Extreme Restraints and Adam and Eve. Come on down.
I'm familiar with both of those because of two different podcasts.
Yeah.
What else you got, man?
Let's see. Oops, I Did It Again.
That is a Britney Spears song.
Oh, yeah, it is. And you get that when you collect 1,000 hearts. Just collecting hearts like Britney Spears.
Breaking them.
Shit. Breaking them. I remember there were 2 girls in high school that both of them at one point dated Josh Nance of Tadpog Sweethearts fame and Cockmaster Shake. And once they dated both of them and then ended things with both of them.
So wait.
That was their little mantra they would say to themselves that I eventually found out about.
Their mantra was, oops, I did it again?
Yeah, because they dated my friends and broke up with my friends, each of them.
See.
So, and they were the best friends of my high school girlfriend. So I got to hear all of that.
I got you.
So that's just a little tip of information that's always in my head. Whenever I hear that song, I think of them.
Yeah, that's in the vault. I can tell.
Yeah.
You open the door.
Bitches. And then my last one is, you got to pay the troll toll to get in that boy's hole.
Yes, excellent.
And you do that by beating the game in 8 days.
I'd like to try to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Get in that boy's hole?
I'd like to try to get in that boy's hole. Just deep in. Just deep in that. I'd pay for it. I'd pay the troll's toll.
I would pay Danny DeVito any amount of money.
Yeah. Shit, I'd for real pay him to play Nightcrawlers.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, like if I ever saw like Danny DeVito like out in the wild, I'd be like, here's all the money I have in my wallet. Can we play Nightcrawlers? Please? Can we please play Nightcrawlers? I have a blanket in the trunk of my car.
I forget where I read about it, but apparently like the creators of It's Always Sunny would give him fake scripts trying to like see how far he would go to agree to do stuff. And there was one episode where it was like Frank goes to prison and gets violently anally raped like in the first scene. And like Danny DeVito read it and flipped the fuck out, calling his agents like, I don't know if I can do this one. You got to get me out of it. This is too much.
I don't remember that episode.
But the one where like he pooped on the floor, I think was all like his idea because he thought it was funny too.
Wait, isn't it like the one where he was like birthed from that couch? Like I think that was all. I think it was like his idea to be naked or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show. I also
really
love what's her name? The girl. I forget.
Sweet D.
Sweet D's show, The Mick.
Oh,
That's also a really good show. Yeah. Very similar characters. She's good at playing like sad, streetwise, like gutter people.
Okay. All right, it's a
The same way Jamie Presley can play a redneck, she can play like, you know,
please, white trash.
White trash.
Please, there's a difference.
That's true. That's all I had for achievements.
I got a couple. Let's see what I got. Actually, I've got a lot. First achievement. First Chivo. Credit to Edgelord Kyle for this one. Murica.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
In order to unlock Murica, you have to collect the red, white, and blue orbs in this game. There are 3 orbs in the game, which you have to collect to finish it. So this unlocks naturally. But you have to start out and you buy a white orb, and then it allows you to see like moving platforms in the first mansion, and then you need to upgrade it, and then you need to upgrade it again in order to enter Dracula's castle. Mm-hmm. You gotta have up to the red in order to progress. Second achievement, in Brightest Day and Blackest Night. In order to unlock in Brightest Day and Blackest Night, you need to level up at least once during the day cycle and once during the night cycle. Third achievement, No Evil Shall Escape My Sight. In order to unlock No Evil Shall Escape My Sight, that unlocks when you obtain Dracula's Eye. Next achievement, that was a Green Lantern thing. That's the oath.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've only seen that movie once.
Yeah, well, that's like one time too many, I think. That movie was bad. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds. You make a much better Deadpool.
Oh, I'm glad it failed, so he made Deadpool. So.
Super, super glad. Fourth achievement. This goes credit to Ben Caruth, who I did tell in stream. I was like, dude, I know you've told me like a million fucking times, but I still don't know how to pronounce your last name, and I'm scared to say it. And he did it phonetically for me. I got to see it visually, so I was like, okay, finally I feel confident. But credit to him for Don't Rest on Your Laurels. In order to unlock Don't Rest on Your Laurels, you need to exit an acid marsh with 1 hit point remaining. Which I feel like I almost unlocked. Because it's like, there are times where it's like, because the laurels are so like limited and you have to buy them. And it's like, sometimes you'll be like screens away from the vendor that sells laurels. And it's like, I'll look in my bag and it's like, fuck, I got like 1 laurel. Do I use it or do I just hope that this marsh is really short? And so like there's several segments where like I'm just trudging along and it's like the whole time I'm trudging it's just like blip blip just watching my health drain. It's like I'll get down to like the last 2 pips and be like I guess I gotta use a laurel and then I'll use it and then like
it's over.
Yes, yeah, it's just because it's like okay and it's gone. It's like you're invincible for like 3 seconds. So that's why you need that silk bag so that you can store up to 8 laurels in there. Which leads me to another achievement. Credit goes to Faceful of Alien Wing Wong, Rob. The name of this achievement is Smooth Operator. And in order to unlock Smooth Operator, you need to get the silk bag, which I'll be honest, I don't know if you have to do it or not. I'm assuming that you probably don't need to do it. All it does is allows you to carry more garlic and more laurels.
Yeah, probably not.
And you probably don't need to do it. And I've got one more achievement, and that is credit to Ego Guy Games on Twitch. The name of this achievement is Cheated Death. And in order to unlock Cheated Death, you have to just ignore death. When you, instead of fighting him, you just walk right underneath him.
That's a good one.
Some people refer to death as her, which I don't know. I know death is female in the Marvel universe,
yeah.
but I did not know that death is female in the Castlevania universe.
Makes sense.
But that's it. That's all the achievements I
All
got.
right. That's good. That's a good run.
I have a couple questions for you.
Fuck yeah.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun talking about Castlevania II, Simon's Quest,
Not Dracula's Curse.
not Dracula's
Can't believe I
Curse.
said that. Simon's Quest.
Don't beat yourself up. We're both. I'm assuming you're tired.
I am tired.
Yeah, I mean, you look tired. I know I'm tired. So it's like, that's, we don't know who Queen Zeal is. Not a big deal. Dracula's Curse is fine.
Dracula's Quest. It's fine. Simon's Curse.
Look,
he's cursed.
He's cursed.
It's fine.
He's fucking cursed, right?
It's cursed by Dracula. Simon's Quest curse. It's fine.
Yeah, that's all we need to know. Before we close this out, I have a few questions for you. The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would have to give this the that sort of pedo porn star stash, but it's on a 15-year-old.
So a pedo porn star.
Right. So it's like
Double pedo.
It's like his first mustache. It doesn't look great, but it's gonna grow in one day. And it's the foundations of a good mustache.
All right, I like that.
But by itself, it's still rough.
Okay, that's perfect. Perfect analogy.
Yep. Thank you.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would give it the kind of like strap-on glasses.
Oh, strap-ons.
You will see
I'm sorry.
Peggy?
You got my attention.
the kind of like strap-on glasses you'll see on a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, that's sad that baby's got glasses on, but like baby can see.
Yeah, that baby, that's the miracle.
Like,
That's the miracle of
like it's
modern medicine.
unfortunate, but it's still like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like it'll grow into it. It'll be fine.
Just get him one of Dracula's eyeballs.
That's true.
Toss that in there.
Drop one of Dracula's fangs.
It's fine.
Resurrect him. It's fine. Whatever.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I have one more question for you, and then 10 after that. The first
Nice.
the first question I have for you is, if you were to buy this game on Amazon used, how much do you think you'd pay for it?
$5.
Tyler, actual retail value of Castlevania II, Simon's Quest, used on Amazon at the time of this recording is $19.90.
Wow, way more than I thought.
Probably way more than it's worth, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Based on how like Amazon rolls, they're usually
Yeah.
pretty high. There is a new copy of Castlevania 2 available right now at the time of this recording on Amazon. How much do you think that is? How much do you think a new copy is?
$2.99.
$299?
Yep.
Tyler, very close. Very close. Actual retail value of Castlevania 2 new on Amazon is $251.49.
All right.
That's a steal.
Yeah, of course.
It's a steal.
It is. For anybody's collection.
Which, yeah. Do you want a video game console or Castlevania 2?
You gonna pay your electric bill? Go Castlevania
That's
2.
fine. We got a generator.
Get some plant matter, throw it in
That's
there.
fine.
It's fine.
It's no big deal.
Make some ethanol.
I also have a quiz.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Were you expecting this?
I was hoping for it.
Oh, good.
I was hoping.
I'm glad. Okay, well, strap in, because this is a specific...
Strap in?
Strap on, because this is a Castlevania 2 quiz, which all revolves around the 5 items that you need to collect, the 5 parts of Dracula that you need to collect in order to resurrect him
Okay, okay.
So that you can kill him again. That's very Ultima Online style,
Yep.
where it's like, I'm going to kill you, resurrect you, so that I can kill you again. So the 5 items, I'm sure everybody's aware, rib, heart, eye, nail, ring. Those are your 5 parts.
Okay.
All of the answers are going to deal with one of those things. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
And I think you'll do fine. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
Statement number 1. You know how I roll. Their biggest hits included Barracuda, Crazy on You, and Magic Man.
Heart.
Heart.
Okay.
Correct. Ding. Statement number 2, Tyler. Frank Richards, not to be confused with Frank Reynolds. We've talked about it several times this episode. Frank Richards invented this wearable lollipop in 1979, originally to curtail his daughter's habit of thumb sucking.
Ring pop?
Ring pop, correct. Very good. I like your strategy of having written down all 5 of the possible things. Because it's like, I looked at your face, I could tell, I was like, he doesn't know what it is. And I saw you look down, and I saw your eyes like, deep, go like down the whole list. And then I was like, he's got it. This is good. I feel like you're going to nail this one. Statement 3, Rising Up, Back on the Street. This song is famous for being the theme to Rocky III.
Eye of the Tiger?
Eye of the Tiger is
Okay.
correct. Got it. See, the first part of that statement was the lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to not sing them. Rising Up. Number 4. This is the hardest one.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there. This is the hardest one.
Okay.
But I feel like if there's any co-host I have, you would be the one who would be able to answer this. Although out of all the guest hosts that we have, I think this is a sweetheart Josh Nance question.
Oh, okay.
So keep that in mind, and maybe it'll help you. If you pray to patron Josh, maybe you can get it. In Norse mythology, Naglfar is a boat that is foretold to ferry hordes that will do battle with the gods during Ragnarok. Naglfar is made entirely out of these.
Because that could be one of 2 different things.
All right, talk it out. What you got? Talk me off.
Well, I'm assuming it's not made of eyes. Could be made of hearts, but I'm thinking either ribs. Because, I mean, just look at practical shipbuilding material. Like a rib, okay.
Sweet rib boat.
Or a nail, as in like nails.
Okay, nails are used.
Iron on that old rugged cross.
Yeah. And ship waning.
Yeah. It could be something fucked up like eyeballs, though.
Rising
Shit
up.
might have made of eyeballs.
Could be. It is Norse mythology. It
Yeah.
is Ragnarok. So keep that in mind.
All right, let's say eyeballs then. Let's go fucked up. Eyeballs.
Incorrect. Fingernails and toenails of the dead. The ship is made
damn.
entirely out of fingernails and toenails.
Had I not
of
said
the
that, I would have
dead.
said ribs, so I was wrong. Going to be wrong either way.
So no barbecue ribs.
Yeah. Barbecue,
A
yeah.
ship made out of
The
barbecue ribs.
sauciest crew.
The sauciest Norse ship you've ever seen. Ribs are a traditional Scandinavian food, are they
Oh,
not?
yeah. Pickled herring and ribs.
Herring ribs. It's fine. Statement 5. You're still doing great, and you're going to nail this one.
Okay.
It was rumored that Paul Pfeiffer had these removed to perform autofellatio.
Oh, ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's top 2.
I tried to throw you for a loop.
Throw me a bone. Self-fillet.
I tried to throw you off there by using Paul Pfeiffer instead of his real
Marilyn
name.
Manson.
Right, obviously. Because we all know that is true,
Yeah.
100%. It's not been debunked millions of times on the internet.
That's one of the weirdest things about Sons of Anarchy. It's in like the last season, Marilyn Manson's in it.
Really?
And his like, it's fat.
Just sucking his own dick like every scene.
Well, he's fat, Marilyn Manson.
Oh.
And he's like fucking everybody in the ass in prison.
Including Frank Reynolds. It's the crossover episode. Always Sunny. Always Sunny of Anarchy.
Always.
Tyler.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very good. Statement 6. A famous military order associated with the Battle of Bunker Hill.
Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eye.
Ah, yes. Nailed it. Number 7. You're in the clear now. That was the second hardest one. You're good. Number 7. Mati was a planeteer with a monkey and the ability to wield this element.
Heart.
Of course
The
it's
element
hard.
of heart.
Of course it's hard. You know he was the strongest one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was the strongest one. Number 8, Tyler. This is used to produce a stronger erection by restricting the flow of blood to a penis.
Say it again.
This is used to produce a stronger erection by restricting the flow of blood to a penis.
Oh, cock ring.
Cock ring, yes.
So I was like, Viagra? Wait a minute, what?
I was like, eyeball?
Gotta eye that penis real good.
Stare at it. No, don't look at me in eyes. Look at the dick.
Look at it in its hole.
Tell it thank you.
Hear the drums of war. Look into its hole.
Number 9. When you do exactly the right thing, you hit this on the head.
The nail.
The nail. Correct. Last question. Very easy. a barbecue-flavored pork product sandwich periodically sold by an international fast food restaurant chain.
McRib.
The McRib. Yes, indeed. Available for a limited time.
That was a good mix-it-up quiz. That was you broke into new ground with that one.
I broke into new ground?
Its theme
with
was
the cock
different.
ring? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I originally wanted to do a poorly translation. Things that were poorly translated quiz. And I started on it and I was like, this quiz is impossible. It's like, I can't even I don't even know how to pronounce half the things in the questions, let alone. So I was like, fuck it. Heart, nails.
Let's just go take pictures from the English subreddit and just show.
Right? Yes. Oh, man, I'm so glad you said pictures. There's something I wanted to mention about this game. There was a controversy about this game. Are you familiar with it?
It's Nintendo Power cover.
Nintendo Power. The September issue, the 1988 September issue of Nintendo Power has Simon's Quest as the cover feature. And it is have you seen the cover?
I haven't. I've only heard about it.
I'm going to pull it up. It is a model of, it's a man who is in armor holding Dracula's decapitated head. Nintendo has gone on the record of saying, this is the worst cover of Nintendo Power. They actually published it. They were like, this is the worst cover of Nintendo Power we've ever done, because parents were calling in because it was giving their children nightmares. I'm going to pull up this cover.
That's good hype for the game.
I know, right? And I feel like, I like to think that this is the thing where Nintendo is like, oh man, we got to go. We got to put the kid gloves on.
We got to pixelate butt cracks from now on.
Yes, from here forward, no butt cracks, no dismembered heads. Nintendo Power, Castlevania II. I want you to see this. I'll have it in the show notes too. I want you to tell me if this is bad or not.
Okay. That's not that bad.
It's pretty dark for a Nintendo
it's
Power
dark,
cover.
but it's very unrealistic looking. His head looks like it's been nicely. It's not like blood or guts or anything trailing from the. But it looks like it's just been picked up.
Yeah,
very very gently.
Yeah, he does look like he literally just walked out of a Halloween Express.
Exactly,
in a costume he bought there, holding a Dracula mask. Is what he looks like.
Choco Chica and Kenna begged to go to the Halloween store in town. What took them. And they did not want to cross. They begged and begged and begged, and then did not want to cross into the front door.
They were scared?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Eventually, they got through. Kenna would only stay in the corner where the superhero outfits were.
Well, they'll protect her. It makes sense.
She would stray one aisle over and just go, no, Daddy, Wonder Woman. Okay.
Is she going to be Wonder Woman for Halloween?
I think she wants to be True, which is a series on Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've just started watching a little bit of that.
That's surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Really good for a kid show.
So that answers my question. She's choosing what she's going to wear. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like that. We're doing the same thing with Henry. Although last year he really didn't care. We had to really push. We went to Walmart and got all the things and just held him out in front of him. It's what do you want to be? Did not give a shit. All he cared about was the Leonardo pumpkin that you use to carry candy in. That's all he cared about. We could have just bought that and been like, Halloween's over, and he would have been perfectly happy. He was a pirate.
Okay.
No.
There you go.
This year, who knows?
Do you want to be Connor McLeod or Duncan McLeod, Henry? Fucking pick.
Choose.
You have to give a shit about this.
Do you want to be Simon Belmont from Castlevania 1 or Castlevania 2? In one, he's orange, and the other, he's red. In one, he is wearing Michael Jackson's Thriller jacket. That is 2.
There you go.
Man, I used to love Halloween as a kid. I still like Halloween, but I don't have the affection for it that I used to.
Yeah.
Because I don't go trick-or-treating, and my wife does not dress like a slut. So those are that's how you transition into as an adult, where it's women wear revealing clothing at Halloween. No. She takes the kindergarten teacher route.
Wow.
Yeah.
Melissa will do both.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Trick-or-treat and dress up.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, the girls they all love, they're all obsessed with Halloween.
Yes.
It's as soon as October hits, Halloween store every day. Let's go. Let's pick out costume. Let's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're all about it.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I am really pushing for, even though Henry gets to choose his own, his hair is so long, and he often will ask for it to be put in a ponytail. Mm-hmm. It's long. And when he does, because he's almost 3 years old, because he's a little boy with a ponytail. I'm like, last night I told Nikki, I was like, he has to go as Edgar Figueroa. He has to.
Oh, fuck,
he has
man.
to. 100%
Damn.
Because he looks like the
Damn.
SNES sprite.
That's awesome.
Because his head, he's at the age
Yeah.
where it's like his head is, proportionately larger than the rest
Yep.
of his body. He's naturally looks like an
Get him a
SNES sprite.
ponytail and a ribbon and a suit and a Jason mask and a chainsaw, and he goes as Edgar.
Yeah, right. All right, guess what time it is?
We'll get you a rat tail and a wife beater, and you go as Sabin, and it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I'll go with skinny ass Sabin.
We'll go as cut too much Sabin, and got a bulk, bro.
I'm going as played Castlevania too much, Sabin.
There you go.
Didn't get out of the house much, Sabin.
Oh, man. Before we wrap up, I've got a few things I want to hit. One, I have a request. I put out the request for Choco Chica some chocolates. Phil Hawkins responded. Thank you. Awesome. Still want to thank you for that. Minecraft AJ is obsessed with Rick and Morty. She fucking loves Rick and Morty. On October 7th, McDonald's is bringing back Szechuan sauce for one day.
Yeah.
Not anywhere around here. So if anyone in the Tadpog Nation, if you acquire some Szechuan sauce, I will pay for you to ship it out because I want her to have some of this Szechuan sauce to try because of how much she loves Rick and Morty.
You'll get it.
So I'm putting that out there. Please.
Will she come on the show and try it?
Maybe.
Then we can all try it. This
Yeah.
is all. I have an ulterior
That sounds
motive
good.
here. I'd
That
like
sounds
to try
good.
it.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I bet she would for that. Let's see. The other, Manpog 2.0. That was the Patreon.
Yeah.
I know it's a little late. That episode is roughly 4.5 hours long. They, Melissa and Nikki were very drunk and recorded it, and I love everything. I'm not even finished listening to it yet, but I'm loving it. I think it's a brilliant episode. I just want to let you guys know, and they want me to listen to all of it to edit it because they don't even remember what they said. That's how drunk they were, fielding some of the bluest questions from the Tadpog Nation. So it's coming. I'm just putting that out there. It's just it's cumbersome. See, and the
It's
last
a subreddit, I think it's coming.
there you go.
I really don't think it is.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Last, I want to thank Treasure Goblin Master Mold Mike Lanham because sitting in there on my kitchen table is an SNES Classic.
Oh shit!
That he was able to hook me up
Nice.
with, and it's fucking great. My only complaint is that F-Zero is not 2 players, and that's what I was looking forward to playing with Melissa, and it's single player only.
It is.
Yeah. I guess they didn't want to do the split screen option because it is 1 player. And that sucks. Other than that, love it.
How's Star Fox 2?
I haven't tried it out yet.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
not yet.
I've read some reviews on it, and they're not great.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't release it for a reason.
And they're also, I think, looking at it from a 2017 mindset. So it's kind of one of those things where it's I don't know. I feel like you probably need to get your oldest person on staff to write that review.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
I mean, I think we should do it pretty soon.
Yeah, we should do an
Knock
episode
that
on
out.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
100%. It's a big deal.
So thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and YouTube. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us get that URL.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
youtube.com/tadpog.
I'll have a link to that in the show notes at tadpog.com
Yeah.
as well.
Let's see. Hey, you want shirts? People still buying shirts, surprisingly enough.
Yep.
So, hey, we're on Amazon. Search for Tadpog.
Yep.
Get the blue shirts.
Yep.
Let's see.
Did you already come on the one you own?
Get another one?
Buy another one.
Yeah.
That one's gone.
That's not
I'm
coming out.
sorry.
You got to buy
Yeah,
another
that
one.
one's gone. You can still keep it, but you can wear it if you want.
Yeah. You need a
You need a formal Tadpog
a
shirt.
formal
as well.
Tadpog
Right.
shirt and a cum rag Tadpog shirt,
Yeah,
like we have.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. Nikki's always like, "Are you coming on your cartoon face again?"
Are you close? Yeah, get the shirt. Get the shirt.
Get the shirt.
Hurry. They'll just put it on over your head like you're putting it on halfway. It's fine. There you go. Thank you.
It's like a balaclava. Just throw it on. Pretend like you're robbing a bank.
Can you cut my eye holes out of it?
All right, now do an impression of me. All right, now do an impression of Tyler.
Cut Tyler's eyes out and keep saying pretty good. That's pretty good.
Now talk about Earthbound.
You gonna cover my face for pretty good? Oh man, that's better than Earthbound.
Talk about Fanta.
Nazi Coke. I'll take your Nazi Coke. What else did we say? You can leave us a 5-star iTunes review, a 5-star Facebook review, all that stuff. Awesome. Thank you.
We are on Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com/TADPOG, or just, search for us on Facebook.
Yep.
We're trying to get more likes on there because we just like it. We're also on Twitter. We're at @TADPOG_podcast. Please follow us there. We do episode announcements there, but I also, whenever I stream on Twitch, I typically will send out a tweet when I go live. Which leads us to Twitch. We're on Twitch. You can find us at twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast, or just search for TADPOG there. I'm trying to play all of the games that we cover and some other stuff, like just recently Cuphead. If you want to see what that looks like, you can find it on Twitch, and also the Octopath Traveler demo. So hang out. It's always a fun time. If you can, I know it's late. It's 10:30 Central, which is, it's late. It's when most people are going to bed, but hey, I do it on the weekends too. So I don't know. Hop in,
always
say
time
hey
for you.
Yeah, totally,
Always.
totally.
I'll have sex and then pop on, say hi to Dave, and go to bed.
I know.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's your ritual. Shadowrunner Cody has his ritual. Like he will come in and it's like, hey, I'm getting ready for bed. That's just kind of what I do sometimes when I get ready for bed. It's like, all right, man, good to see you.
Awesome.
We do have a Patreon as well. If you like what you've listened to and you want to hear more, if you want to hear that bonus episode, that 4.5 hour man-pog, where I'm just going to assume I haven't listened to it. I know you're listening to it. I'm just assuming that I am going to be thoroughly embarrassed by this episode. No.
You'll be flattered. I'll
be flattered. Oh, good. All right. Well, then now I'm ready. I'm very ready then.
Granted, I'm not even halfway through it, but
Oh, it hasn't turned yet.
Nope.
There's a part at the very end where it's like, all those things that I said, I take them back. If you want to throw in a buck or two at patreon.com, just do a search for TADPOG. You'll find us there, and you'll get access to all the bonus episodes that we've done, which is a lot. There's also the Pure Capsaicin Challenge video on there. So if you're not really familiar with how we look, that's a good way of finding out. We're live in the flesh eating hot stuff, which reminds me, of all places, my mother picked up salsa from the local nursery, the James Sanders Nursery.
Yeah.
They walked in. My mom told me the story. That's I love, because it's like she and my dad went in there to get like some stones for their new house. And she was so embarrassed because my dad walked in and was like, "It smells like hair in here." "What are y'all doing?" "Oh, we're making salsa." Random, fucking random. And he's like, "Oh, salsa, huh? What you got?" And they showed him, and they're like, and then we got this, which is Carolina Reaper Ghost Pepper Salsa.
Holy shit.
And they were like, "Do you like hot stuff?" And both of them were like, "Nope, but my son does. And can we buy some from you?" They're like, "Oh, it's not for sale, but you can have it." So they gave him a jar of this salsa, which...
So this old blind gypsy sitting in James Sanders' nursery.
Yes.
You can't buy it.
Yeah, so yeah, my monkey's paw is like, got one more finger left. I did try some of the salsa, and my dick did fall off, but it was worth it.
Awesome. I want to try that.
I'll have to bring some. I meant to bring some tonight, but I forgot.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to go fast because I used some for lunch today. Man, Taco Tuesday. I got sprinkled that on my tacos. Yeah, it's good, dude. It is good. It is good. It is good.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
That's good. I'm glad I have that information.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. How do you want to close this out?
I guess we could close it out. Let's see. The last time we did Castlevania, we closed it out as our favorite monster, I think it was. We can't do that again, but maybe we can do it as our favorite NPC.
Okay.
Because I have a voice in my mind that all of them had in the game. So I'll do that.
Okay.
And I'm sure you have a voice. Like when you read what NPCs say, like do you read it in a voice or do you read it in your own internal voice?
I guess it depends. Probably mostly my own internal voice because I'm just like plowing through. But
you know what I love in an RPG? When an NPC is talking to you and it makes a sound. Like it's not, yeah. And then like Shining
Shining
Force 2
Force,
style.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's straight up just like, oh man, this little detail adds so much to this character.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't know exactly
You
what
get
they
the
sound like.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but it's like this person has a deep voice, and it's like this person seems grumpy, but this person seems cheerful. I like it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do it as a Castlevania 2 NPC.
I'm going to do it as another NPC.
Okay, excellent.
So until next time, Tropical
Capricorn.
What NPC were you?
A Castlevania 2 NPC.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes like every time you talk to
Oh,
one,
because it takes so long.
It takes like 5 goddamn seconds to talk for them to tell you that you can find a rib in the graveyard at noon, which is bullshit.
Because that was the, what are you buying? What are you buying? I almost went, Codget has coin. Where's if you have coin?
I thought you were gonna go full corny. Corny.
Damn it, corny. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
And now a dramatic reading on this October 3rd. Hey, baby. I hear the blues a-callin'. Tossed salad
know where you're going.
and scrambled eggs. Mercy! And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe. But I've got you pegged. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do with these tossed salad and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do? Good night, everyone.
Have I said on this show before how like I was positive that song is about sex? Like when the show was like on the air, like when it was current, like I swear it was just like, this is a naughty song. I mean, like really break it down. It's like really
He's tossing her salad and scrambling her
them eggs. Well, what's a boy to
He
two?
licks her butthole and then his massive Fraser cock just gives her a hysterectomy.
His quote unquote massive Fraser cock. I'm gonna send Nikki a text right now. Like, hope you're ready. When I get home, you're gonna get this massive Fraser cock. Get ready for it. Get ready, Roz. We're gonna play a game tonight. They're calling again.
That's good. Although I do think out of all the couples, all the sitcom couples, I think Melissa and I probably most closely resemble Niles and Daphne.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'll go into it next time.
Okay, there's a story.
That can be our intro.
Okay, there's a story. Then that's great. We need to start doing this. We need to start like think of the intros like beforehand.
Yeah.
Because it's like I love this because it's like now I can be thinking about
Yeah.
like what sitcom couple Nikki and I resemble.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Okay.
I have my homework. Bye, friend.